Hello everyone. Our discussion will be asynchronous until Wednesday. So we are now going to discuss a new topic, which is the incident reporting. Okay, so this is now topic number 7. It is incident reporting. Learning objectives are proper reporting about cargo damages and pilferages, including damages to the ship and people during dangerous cargo operation, deck-related maintenance, and severe weather conditions. So, student perform a case study of the incident to cargoes on different reports: operational damage, taint or contamination, pilferage, discharge, jettison, and shipboard hazards. Okay, cargo damages. So there are three types. Physical damage. Cargo is damaged due to mishandling, like dropping, breakages, being knocked during transit, and includes mishandling by stevedores. So wet damage is damage caused by water ingress to the cargo compartment and includes rain, leakages from pipings, entry of seawater into the holds, and others. Next is contamination damage. Cargo is damaged due to contamination of cargo with other cargo or cargos. For example, the previous cargo. Causes of cargo damages. One is mishandling of stevedores, water ingress into the cargo compartment, poor distribution of cargo weight, condensation, inadequate ventilation, lack of clear carriage instructions, overloading, bad packaging, contaminated floors, bulkheads, taint, and others. Okay, stevedore damage report. The chief officer must prepare a stevedore damage report at least 24 hours after a damage is done by a stevedore. The safety management procedure has instruction regarding this, and there is a company form that is filled up to be given to the stevedore's representative. Stevedore sometimes mishandles discharging equipment such as cargo grabs, etc., and causes damage or damages inside the cargo compartment and or in parts of the vessel outside of the holds. Stevedore sometimes mishandles the cargo itself, such as containers, bags, etc., and causes damage or damages inside the cargo compartment and or in parts of the vessel outside of the holds. Next, stevedore sometimes causes damage to the deck gears used in discharging, for example, colliding of the crane jibs. So I have experienced this before. Only a little collision of the crane jibs can give a very big problem to charterers and also to the stevedoring company. On that experience, the stevedores use two cranes in one hold because they want to finish the job faster. The captain agreed, although I don't like because of this danger. I was the chief mate. I don't like them to discharge cargo using two cranes in one cargo hold. But because there is a request from the stevedoring department through the agent, and the master agreed, and this resulted to this accident. So with this little collision, there is a lot of damage happened to two of the cranes. This is a lesson learned. Okay, the junior officers must report any damage seen or found to the chief officer so that he can inspect the damage and make the report. And the stevedore damage report is signed by the master and or his representative and given to the stevedore's foreman or representative. If they refuse to accept the report, then write refuse to sign and write details why they refuse to accept it. The damage is repaired by the stevedores, or if it is a small job, then they can pay an agreed amount with the master, and then it is given to the engine department, who will order the job to the fitter. Okay, stevedore damage report. Several copies of the stevedore damage report is prepared to be given to owners, charterers, stevedore company or stevedoring company, agents, supercargo if there is one, and one for the ship's file. Okay, here supercargo is a representative of the owner, which is to supervise the loading or discharging, but usually loading of cargo on board. Okay, we continue ship damage by stevedores during discharge. Ships can be and frequently are damaged during the discharging process. Damage occurs when the discharging grab or the bulldozer makes heavy contact with the ship's structure. Damage can also be done by hydraulic hammers or grabs used to free residues from the sides of the holds. If the damage is incorrectly repaired or the quality of the workmanship is poor, the damage may be made even worse. For example, the correct materials may not be used for the repair of high tensile steel. A ship which is damaged and badly repaired or which remains unrepaired is at greater risk than is an undamaged ship. So if the damage is a little bit large and it is repaired by the stevedores, there is also a need to call for a surveyor for the flag state. This is a lot of job to do. Okay, high and increasing rates of corrosion of the side structure and outward ship, corrugated bulkheads. High sulfur coal is corrosive, and this is particularly so when it is wet and warm. When the coal is loaded, wet, or when sweating occurs because the coal is warm and the seawater on the other side of the shell plating is cold, corrosion is encouraged. In these circumstances, the corrosion can be highly localized, affecting those portions of the frames and lower bracket connections that lie closest to the ship's sides. So outward ship's bulkheads, which form the boundaries of ballast holds, are particularly exposed to corrosion from the damp and salty atmosphere. In addition, all bulkheads, like the ship's side structure, suffer from corrosion caused by problem cargoes. This problem occurs particularly when hold coatings have broken down, leaving the steelwork unprotected, a situation found mainly in older ships. Other commodities such as sulfur and salt, for example, may have a corrosive effect even greater than that of high sulfur coal. Ship damaged by unintentional overloading of particular holds. There are a number of ways, some of them not widely known amongst ship's officers, in which particular holds or blocks of holds can be overloaded. Local overloading of this sort may cause cracking and buckling of structure in both the double bottom and deck areas. An example quoted to illustrate this cracking of the deck plating at the hatch corner and deformation and or buckling of plating between the hatchways. Local overloading can occur when bulk carriers are loaded in ways not foreseen by their classification society or shown in their loading manual. For many years, mariners have assumed that they can adopt any loading distribution unless the loading manual says plainly that they cannot. Unfortunately, the classification societies work on a different basis. They consider that no loading has been approved unless it is shown in the loading manual as having been approved. This has led to misunderstandings and to the adoption by seafarers of unsafe cargo distribution. Neglect of minor damage to the side shell structure. Seemingly minor damage to the side shell structure usually caused by stevedores discharging operations or by berthing contact can become more severe, perhaps as a consequence of the ship working in a seaway, and result in flooding of the hold. Difficulty in making close-up inspections. The difficulty of making close-up inspections of the higher shell and transverse bulkheads structures is now well known. Very often, the need for such inspections was not apparent because from a distance the structure appears to be in a deceptively good condition, whilst actually highly corroded. Extreme weather conditions. It has been reported that 70% bulker losses occurred in heavy weather, though no definition of heavy weather is given. Ships should be built and maintained in a condition to survive heavy weather and should do so provided that they are not handled incompetently. A weakened ship will be at a greater risk if she meets extreme weather conditions, but such conditions must be expected. Heavy weather may also cause cargoes to move or ship inside the cargo hold and the lashing to snap, causing the cargo to fall from its original place. Okay, incident reporting contains the following. So type of incident, injury, cargo damage, damage to the vessel, theft, near miss, and others. Okay, consult your safety management manual and procedure regarding reporting of incident. There are also forms used in incident reporting. During damage caused by heavy weather, the master may write a note of protest. So note of protest is a declaration under oath by the captain of a ship when a damage to cargo or to the ship is caused by the perils of the sea. The purpose is to protect the charterer or charterers or owner of the ship from liability for the damage or damages. Incident report provides detailed information about the incident. Okay, so this is an example of an incident report, and this is a form by the Australian government. So you can research how it is done, or we can write it freely using the information needed for an incident report. Okay, so this is the end of the slide, and we will continue next meeting.